What do Falcons do? We rise up. Welcome to Rise Up Reactions, a show where we talk all things Falcons, NFL, Georgia sports, and in general, the sports news of the day. I'm your host, Dr. Lee Denning, the Golden Hard Dog, and a lifelong sports fan, coming back to you real quick with Thanksgiving week pick'ems. As some of you who are familiar with the channel will see, this is not my usual format. I am doing this on my phone because Georgia experienced a crazy storm back on Tuesday, and our internet provider has just informed us that they are not going to be able to do a single thing about it until this coming Tuesday, which means that we're going to have a lot of trouble with streaming games over the course of the weekend and really doing anything affiliated with Black Friday or any of the shopping and stuff, but we're going to make do. But it means that I can't upload in my usual way, so I'm basically doing this from my phone, and we'll kind of go from there. But guys, just wanted to come back and make the picks. We got to do it. Can't skip out on it. So let's go ahead and jump right in for Thursday. We have 3 games, Thanksgiving tradition. Detroit always gets a game in Detroit. Dallas always gets a game in Dallas. And then there's kind of a wild card thrown in there for Thursday night. But let's go ahead and jump right in. You have the Green Bay Packers, 4-6, currently a team that I think is starting to find themselves a little bit, struggled against the Steelers, but played an okay game, had a chance to win it, and then they did end up winning this past week and finding a way to win there against the LA Chargers. And you have the Detroit Lions, who are firing on all cylinders and really look good as a football team, but did struggle a little bit against Justin Fields and the Bears. I think Justin Fields is a decent quarterback. I think he's the guy that's not ever going to start out hot, but it's probably going to need a little bit of time. And then also, I'm not sure if the coaching staff is doing him any favors. But Detroit Lions, I think last week was a hiccup. I don't think it's indicative of how they're going to do the rest of the year. Give me the Detroit Lions here. I don't think it's going to be particularly close, but you never know. It's a division game. Anything could happen. Then we go to the Washington Commies at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, I think, are one of the top 4 NFC teams right now. Commies coming off of a loss to the really bad New York Giants, and I don't know what to say other than that. Washington could find a way to make this a competitive game. I think Dallas ends up beating them by at least 10 points. So give me the Dallas Cowboys here for the Thursday afternoon slate. And then we come into the Thursday night Thanksgiving evening game with the San Francisco 49ers going to the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle having a really tough loss this past week. Most of that is because Geno Smith got knocked out of the game for basically the entire second half, came in towards the end to try and lead a drive, and really got them into position to win. So this should be a matchup of 2 7-3 teams. But Jason Myers then misses one of his 3 50-yard attempts. He made the other 2, but just couldn't make that one, went wide right. So again, they were a field goal away from winning that game and being 7-3, and this being basically for the marbles in the division. With that said, the 49ers look really good. Christian McCaffrey is a guy who's playing like an MVP this year. He's somebody that may be in the talk for it because there's not really a strong quarterback prospect for it. So with that in mind, I do think the 49ers are going to go to Seattle, and I think they're going to win. It's a divisional game that would not shock me at all if Seattle found a way to win this game and make it a tight divisional race. Then we come back. We have a Friday afternoon game. This is a first for us. We're going to have a Friday afternoon game. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. It's one of the kind of Bezos deals that he made. And had we had Aaron Rodgers still with us to play this game, I think it would have been a pretty solid matchup overall. But we don't. So we have the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. Jets still don't have an answer on offense. Their defense is halfway decent. You've got some really strong competitors and guys like Sauce Gardner. And then you got Mekhi Becton as well. But here's the thing. The Dolphins are looking a lot better. Jalen Ramsey now has, I think, an interception in every game that he's been back in so far. At least he's shutting people down when he plays them. And they just look really good right now. The Dolphins, if they can get their run game going like they did earlier in the season, I think they're going to be a really hard team to beat any given Sunday. So with that in mind, give me the Miami Dolphins on a Black Friday football day. So yeah, Miami Dolphins. Then we come to hate week for the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons fans, it has been a rough go. We are reeling after 3 straight losses that all were winnable games and all probably should have been won. At worst, I feel like we should have been 6-4 at this point, but it just wasn't meant to be. We've had bad coaching. We've had quarterback struggles. We have had special team struggles. We've forgotten how to tackle. The Saints, in the same breath, have struggled with health. They have also struggled to put opponents away. They also lost to Josh Dobbs and the Minnesota Vikings, so he had a week to prepare with them at this point. This is a game that's going to decide the division, or at least who's going to be the head of the division now. It's a bad division. I don't think any of us can say anything different. This is a bad NFC South this year. The winner of this division is likely going to have a losing record, or at best like a 9-8 record. Hopefully, that's the Falcons. Hopefully, we go on a 5-2 or a 6-1 tear for the final 7 games of the season. Every game we play is winnable. I don't say that about all of them. I think earlier in the year we had some that were probably not winnable. Every game we have left is winnable. I'm not going to pick against the Falcons. The voodoo magic is still there. It didn't work when I tried to pick against them last time. Let's go ahead, pick the Dirty Birds, and we're going to deal with it. So, rise up, go Dirty Birds, beat the Saints. I will be there. Then we go to the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow out for the year. This is a terrible, terrible thing for Cincinnati. I don't look for them to be overly competitive. I could be surprised. You have Matt Canada getting fired from the Steelers, so now all of the pressure falls directly on Kenny Pickett. He doesn't have the offensive coordinator who was pretty bad to fall back on anymore. We're really going to get a good evaluation of who Kenny Pickett is. So, with that in mind, I do think Kenny Pickett is better than whoever's corpse they drag out to play for Cincinnati at quarterback. Don't know who it is. I had not heard the name when I saw it earlier. I'm not in a format where I can really look that up right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and say I think the Steelers are going to find a way to win this one. Cincinnati, going to be a lost season. I'm so sorry for you guys. It really sucks to not see Joe Burrow out there the rest of the year. I know y'all struggled early, and then you had some hope coming back here. And I think y'all probably would have won that game last week had Joe not gone down. You had the lead until he went down. But I just don't think you fire like you're supposed to without him, even with all the talent that you got. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Then we go to the Carolina Panthers at the Tennessee Titans. You have Carolina Panthers, which are really bad. You have Tennessee Titans, which are slightly below average. I don't know what you want to call them. Unless they're playing the Falcons, and the Falcons make them look like an all-pro team. But with this one, it is in Tennessee. Carolina, again, bad team, bad offensive line. I think you're going to be looking at firings from the coaching staff. You're going to be looking at massive overhauls this offseason for the offensive line, and a line that I think a lot of us thought were going to take a step forward, and instead of taking a massive step backwards, and possibly ruining Bryce Young as a prospect. But with that in mind, I do think the Tennessee Titans are going to play a better overall game this week, and I do have them winning this one. So, yeah, give me Tennessee. Then we have another 1 o'clock matchup with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. Now, Gardner Minshew and the Indianapolis Colts, they are doing okay. They're not doing great, but they overall are finding ways to win. They are a better overall team, I think, than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm also a little bit biased because I want Tampa Bay to just lose so that we don't even have to worry about them in the NFC South. For that reason, and pretty much that reason alone, I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts here. Then we go to the New England Patriots at the New York Giants. New York finding a way to win 3 games somehow this season. It's amazing what happens when you decide to finally feed Saquon Barkley. It's really crazy how that actually turns out. They're going up against the New England Patriots. New England Patriots do not have an answer on offense. They don't have the suffocating defense that we're used to seeing with Bill Belichick-led teams. I don't know what's going on there. I think Bill Belichick just got an extension not too long ago, so I don't think they can really afford to get rid of him right now. But I think his time has come and gone in New England, and with that in mind, I'm going to say, surprisingly, I'm going to say DeVito and the New York Giants find a way in New York to win this game. Then we go to what may be one of the best 1 o'clock matches we're going to see all week, and that's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. Jacksonville coming in on a big win this past week, and Houston playing solid football, 6-4, better than any of us thought they were going to be this time at the beginning of the season. It's in Houston. I believe, if I recall earlier in the season, Houston did beat Jacksonville in like week 2 or week 3, and with all kinds of surprises, that really was like the welcome to the NFL moment for C.J. Stroud. And for whatever reason, I feel like Houston is going to do it again and really make this an interesting AFC South race. So even though Jacksonville, I think they are a better on paper team, Right now, C.J. Stroud's playing like an MVP. Trevor Lawrence is not. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's not playing like an MVP. So give me the Houston Texans here, and then we'll move on to the 4 o'clock game. We have the Cleveland Browns going to the Denver Broncos. Denver having a weird season, losing to god-awful teams, losing big to Miami, and then finding ways to shut down the Chiefs and shut down the Bills. I think Denver has found their footing. This game is in Denver. It's going to be hella cold out there. You got the Cleveland Browns as well. They're still reeling from the fact they don't have a quarterback, but their defense is what's going to keep them in this game. This is going to be an ugly game. This is going to be a game that's probably not going to have a lot of scoring. I look for neither team to get really above, say, 20 points in this game. So I don't know what the over-under is, but if it's under like 45 points, I would be smashing the under all day long. But yeah, I think it's going to be close, but give me the Denver Broncos. I think they find a way to win at home and find a way to make it a really interesting NFC West. Then we go to another NFC West matchup. We have the LA Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know what to say here. Rams found a way to win this past week, and I think they're going to build off of that. The Cardinals are still not a great team, which says a lot for the Falcons losing to them, but Kyler Murray can make magic happen. I just don't think it's going to be this week. So give me the Los Angeles Rams over the Arizona Cardinals. And then we're going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't have a lot to say here. Kansas City coming off of a tough loss, basically repeat of the Super Bowl, Kelsey Bowl 2.0, or maybe it's 3.0 at this point. But Philadelphia Eagles finally getting a win over the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think that happens this week. Even in Las Vegas, even though it's a divisional game, I think Kansas City is going to come out firing on all cylinders. I think they're going to fix whatever is going on with the dropsies with them. And I do look for them to be better, and I look for them to be the better team. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we go to the Buffalo Bills. We get another great matchup. Buffalo Bills at the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Buffalo Bills came out firing on all cylinders this past week. They had their get-right game. And I don't know, the Philadelphia Eagles are still a pretty good, complete team overall. They found a way to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, but were struggling in the first half. But the Kansas City Chiefs have a low-key top 10 defense this year, and I don't think the Buffalo Bills do at this point. It's in Philadelphia. I think Philly finds a way to win this game. I don't think America should be picking this an 85 to 15% split, though. I think this is truly more of a 50-50, maybe like a 55-45 in Philadelphia's favor. But give me the Philadelphia Eagles, and we'll go from there. Then we have Sunday Night Football. We have the Baltimore Ravens at the LA Chargers. Look, LA, you're getting ready to fire Brandon Staley. You're getting ready to have some of your coordinators stolen from you. It's a bad year. Justin Herbert deserves better than the team that he's gotten right now. Baltimore Ravens, generally speaking, firing on all cylinders. They've had 10 days off. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to go across the country and beat the snot out of the LA Chargers. I don't have much doubt in that. It could be a close game. It would not surprise me if the Chargers won, but I'm, again, going to say the Baltimore Ravens probably come in and handle this one. Then we have Monday Night Football. We got Bears against the Vikings. I don't know who to really pick here. I think the Vikings are not that great of a team. They had some opportunities this past week, but didn't get it done. I am actually going to pick the Chicago Bears because they played a really solid game against the Lions, and it just didn't work out for them. But I think that they can build off of that, and I think that they're going to go 4-8 and kind of ruin their high round draft pick. But with that in mind, that's going to be the end of it, guys. Thank you for bearing with me as I go through this new format here. Hopefully don't have to do this too often, but I don't think I'm going to be making a video for a preview of Hate Week. I hate to not do that, but I'm just not going to have the ability. I'm not going to have good internet access, and I'm not going to have the ability to upload like I normally do. But thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you to the 197 of you who have chosen to follow me at this point in time. It means the world to me. Thank you to everybody who is considering subscribing. It would really help the channel grow. I'm trying to get to 500 by the end of the 2023 season. Nowhere near on pace for that, but it would mean the world to me if you would go ahead and help me try to get to that point. But thank you guys. And as always, rise up.